Hello and welcome to Digitech. Today we're going to start off with a Hello World program in Svelte. It's the first one that anyone does. It's when they start a new programming language. And although Svelte is just a framework, we're going to treat it like a new language. So here I've just created a copy of the template repository and called it Hello World. And it's going to make a copy in my own GitHub. Doesn't take too long. And this is the quickest way to get a new project set up. Opening it up in GitHub desktop. You can use the command line if you're really into it, but we found that the desktop app is pretty easy. Cloning it from the internet onto my laptop and then opening up the code in Visual Studio Code. Great editor, by the way. Here we can see all of the new files on the left-hand side, and at the bottom it says toggle the terminal. We're going to need that to start off with. And having a look, at the moment there's only one source code file. First thing to do though is run npm install to install all of the dependencies that we're going to need for this project. And I'll open up the terminal a wee bit more so we can see what we're doing. And it's just downloading all of the little packages and stuff. If you're really interested, you can have a look at package.json and see what it's doing. But now we're going to run npm run dev, and it's going to start a server on our own laptop so that we can see the changes that we're making as we go. So I've got a second desktop with the browser in it just to make the transitions a bit nicer, because it was pretty awful looking at the alt tab. It was very harsh. So here I'm just going to change one line of code and save it and have a look, and it didn't do anything, but if I refresh now changes are showing up in the browser. So looking at the code is just some plain HTML, nothing crazy in there, but you will notice it's a .svelte file. That'll come in handy later. First of all, just making a paragraph with hello world, which is going to be our requirements for this one. And with a Svelte file, you start off with a single file with everything in it, and at the top is the script. So the script will contain all of our JavaScript. And first thing is just to create a variable here, and now is our first piece of Svelte. We are adding in our name, which is the variable name, in curly brackets inside the HTML, and saving it and having a look. And it looks the same, except now world is coming from the variable rather than directly in the HTML. If I change the variable name, the HTML output changes as well. Just to play around with this, I thought, let's just check that it's very reusable code. And it looks like it is. And going back to what the project actually requires, it's just hello world. So I'll change that variable name back to world, save it, check it in the browser, looks good. And so we'll go to GitHub. We can see our code changes there in green and what we've deleted in red. And we'll add a quick little note for the commit message and make a nice commit message, greeting the world with Svelte variables. Commit that to save it onto the laptop and then publish it to put it online. So it's now uploading all our files to GitHub with our updated changes and all the versions and everything there. So if we go back to github.com, have a look at our project page and refresh, we now have 2 commits. We can see our updated commit message, and if we go back to the code and have a look in the source folder at the index.svelte file, you'll notice that all our code is updated. That's the project completed. Hello world, nice, easy, quick win. And from here, we'll be moving on to more complicated Svelte stuff and learning all about the advantages it brings.